Hello, welcome back to the Mindtrek.net game server. I'm currently outside of the Voyager build, overlooking it. I wanted to bring you up to date on what's been going on with the build since the last update a couple of days ago. Came on and M. Heller had placed a lot more of the windows, and unfortunately when we added, we had to add a couple of decks to the ship because the hull was just a little bit bigger. Anywho, yeah, it's because we heard a cow and a sheep. Anyways, all I did is, there it was again. That is so weird. I lowered the windows down by one deck so that we could actually use them. Otherwise, they were up in the middle of nowhere, and there was no way we could use them. Last night, Matt Squirrel worked a lot on marketing down the shuttle for us, so that she'll fit in the space we have for the lift. All we'll do is these right here will be integrated. So basically, when the ship goes into what we call park mode, these will slide in by one each, and then it'll fit into the lift. Otherwise, it'll fit in the shuttle bay, no problem, but it won't fit in the lift because the lift's only 12 wide, whereas the shuttle's 14 wide. But the door is 14 wide, so we're good to go there. God, I love how he does these things. They're just so well done. Anywho. M. Heller, I believe, has marked up the side of the hull for the pattern for the sensor array or deflector array, whatever they call those patterns that they have. It threw me for a loop when I first saw it. It's like, what the? No, he's not going to redo the whole hull. No, where's my exit button? And then it dawned on me what he was doing, so good. That means we still might realign the ribbing lines along there, the ones that go from bottom to top of the ship. We can realign those. The other ones seem to be in a good place. The ones that go, the yellow lines here, they may not be in a good place. So, I mean, for the ones I did. So we might redo the ones I did to match these ones, because these ones look like they're more precisely placed, which is much better. Anywho, yeah, I'm not going to comment. Yeah. Anyways, the old Windows used to be right here, and there's no way to, no way. Now, I could, I'm sure, do some funky little thing here and stuff like that, but overall they won't fit. What the hell is this, Alice? What is that? For use during renovation of the bay door to fit flyer. Well, hot damn. We have our own little warp dozer. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. The pranks that go on. Anyways, warp dozer. Alice, please. Going back up through here, and I had to, let me get Gamma Bright on here. I did some more work on the areas through here. If I can get down there, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Oh, wait, whoa, go back up one. I didn't do some. This is the area I wanted to show you. I got all the machine stuff outlined. I think I mentioned that in the last video. I did a little bit more tweaking to it so that it's. God, where is that? Okay, I think somebody's pranking us because I'm hearing a cow. Okay, yes. The machines come up in the blue. That is just really disturbing. There is not a cow around here. Where the hell am I hearing a cow at? Anyways, these are machines that. Okay, I know I'm hearing a cow. I know I've heard a sheep. This is really odd. Hold on, I'm going to see if there's something going on here with my sounds. I had another instance of Minecraft going. Looks like the mod server is up and running, so probably one of my nephews is playing on the modded Minecraft, or modded Minecraft, not track, modded Minecraft. And he forgot to turn the audio down for mine. I was just listening to to that in the background. Joyous. Anyways, long story short, we can begin placing machinery and stuff in here. I have to talk to Imheller about the deck, the wall patterns. I'm not yet sure if one's been chosen or decided upon. I really like how they came out with the one for the Defiant. I'd like to try and get one that would actually fit Voyager, but the Voyager block that we do have has been used to death, and I'm almost certain that Imheller isn't going to want to use that one because it's been used to death. I mean, to death. So, oh, look at this, folks. Yeah, check this out. Looking good in here. Yeah. Anyways, where was I going? Oh yeah, we're going up here. Computer core. Okay, here it is. I got it in. Security deck's all done. Well, not all done, but she's in. We even have our little security holosuite. Little short room, but of course, you know, since it's a holosuite, it looked like it's taller until they hit their head on it. I really would have loved. I could be honest with you. I could probably just up this one more and then hide it behind machinery and stuff. But you know what? Let's see if we can actually do that. I don't think we're going to be able to because of this corridor, though. Yeah, we're not going to be able to because of that corridor. Son of a gun. Oh well, we try. You know, that's all we really can do. It's just, you know, it's just basically target practice and jumping jacks and things like that. But yeah, we'll figure something out for it later. I could drop it down one level. I think that's what we'll do. We'll drop it down, then it'll just basically what'll happen is they'll step down into it. So let's go ahead and select it and type in cut and paste. Alright, and then we'll go down here and see what it looks like. Oh, no. 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 No, 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 no. SS undo. SS undo. No. It's staying 2. Sorry guys. We tried to fix it. We need half blocks of everything. But that would mean it would become modded, and I don't know if it wants to mod the server or not. I wouldn't, to be honest with you, in retrospect. If I was going to add a mod, the only mod I'd add would be a mod that added more blocks. So we'd have a greater range of a texture block, or texture pack, but that would be it. Something like Chisel mod. I wouldn't go with Carpenters or any of the other ones, because if they're not updated, then you're pretty well stuck and married. I thought I fixed all this in here. You're pretty much stuck and married to the modders and them updating their mod work in that regard. So, but same thing with Chisel. I mean, but Carpenters is a little bit more finicky, so I don't know. Screw it. It's good enough for government work. Now, I don't know if we should have the catwalk on this side or not. Debating whether that really should be there or not. It's also really bright in here. I don't know. I gamma bright on. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll have like little cargo containers and things like that sitting there. This, of course, is a hatchway out of the ship. Splat. There's the new deflector. Let me go ahead and hit F1 here. Looks like him got rid of the artwork next to it, the pixel art next to it. So he must be getting close to being pretty happy with the way it's coming along. But yeah, look at that. That's kind of nice. The Aero Shuttle has definition. Everything looks good. I gotta say, I really like the fact that we redid this deflector. That makes so much more sense now, and it looks so much better in my honest opinion. I'll get rid of that in the background. It does. It does. It looks so much better, in my honest opinion. And then again, my opinion doesn't really matter, but I like it. And I like the fact that I was able to get these escape pods properly placed or raised in their semi-correct locations. I wish we could have done better on these landing pad doors, but the landing gear themselves mandated that we do it this way. It is, you know what I can say. It's Star Trek. I'm gonna tell you, it's Star Trek. It's just lovely Star Trek. But yeah, she's looking pretty good. I like how you did it. Oh well, I realize this is a Voyager update. This isn't good. If he's got this here, he's got something going on. They don't match up. What's going on here? Yep. This right here, we had to extend that. Remember? We talked, and I told you what I was going to have to do to make it work. Because of the thickness and stuff, it wasn't properly, in using blocks, it couldn't be properly proportioned to look right unless we added an additional block to it, which means things got moved. It was a design issue. This is the one of the two main areas. Well, there are three main areas, but this is one of the three main areas that did not translate well into Minecraft from a 3D model. And that what there was reworked. Finally, the only solution we had was to add an additional block. I have to get back in here and grab my magenta to show you what I'm talking about here. Originally, that's the size of it. So, excuse me, this was here. And no matter how we tried to get it to work, it just did not want to, it just could not be fit properly. But what I did do is I kept the, I want to say I kept it, but you can tell that no matter what I did, that was the original size of it. It could not be overcome. Well, it was one of the original sizes of it. I'm sure it was close to that. But yeah. Anyways, it looks better this way, and I think we should keep this. It gives the ship more room and more of a profile. It also allowed us to properly do this. Otherwise, it would be one short and look kind of funky. So, as far as the patterns and stuff that go underneath here, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, we can get them in there. We know a phaser strip goes here. We know that the engine part ended here, and I didn't really look too much as far as anything else goes. So, not too sure exactly. I tried to emulate the front of it by doing it this way, but of course, you know, we don't have enough block variations to properly do the sensors of it. But those look really good. I love how you outline that sensor, by the way. All of them look really good now that they have the black outline around them. They stand out a lot more noticeably, and they look a lot more like sensors as opposed to just fruit salad, which is a really good thing because they're looking like fruit salad, and we could get away with, you know, those things that Kirk used to sit on his tray and eat, yeah, in the show. And it turned out to be styrofoam, and he had to chew it, and he made him sick. It was funnier than hell. Yeah, I'm sure he's probably gonna put these in there, which would be really nice to get them up in there. They might need to be adjusted one or two blocks one way or the other, but they should look good in there. You might even have to split this one around the phaser array to get the actual pattern, but yeah. But as I was saying, this here is the Voyager build, but I wanted to show people real quick, I think it's over here, something that I did on the B build. Haven't touched the B build in quite a while. Daylight going here again. Haven't touched the B build in quite some time. And just happened to look at some reference material and ran into an old friend of mine who is an adamant Star Trek fan, and I do mean that. I mean, he makes most of us look like a bunch of amateurs in comparison. And I was talking to him about the B, and he came on the server and he was looking around the server, And he made some comments about some ships. One of mine was included, and a couple of others, and one of Ipanic's. You know, it was just friendly banter stuff. And anywho, he pointed out, he says, well, these are landing supports. Oh, they are? Oh, yeah. Yeah. He says, oh, good catch. Yeah, not a lot of people see that. You know, that's the one thing he sees a lot. People don't do that. And another one was on the sea. The nacelle actually has a landing port, which thanks to iPanic we actually had. So, and iPanic was also the reason we have this. So I think David and iPanic are like of same mind. But yeah. Anyways, he just pointed out some things he noticed, or had some questions about some stuff. So, anyways, I mocked these up last night for the B, little landing, and they're exact sizes. So. Same here. This is more like an EVA kind of a thing. He said it is not really used for a ladder per se, but they do use it as a non-boarding ramp. But with Mindtrek, you cannot properly make this look good as like you can with the one on the side over there. So I decided just to turn this into a planetary EVA. You know, if they have to land on a hazardous planet, they have an EVA room for it, so they can move stuff out. They would also have this, but this is mainly for space, for when they're in space and stuff like that. And this one would be, of course, to support the ship when it lands, because it would have 4 of them to support its weight, you know, plus the center beam here. I think, I'm not sure, this may not be actually on the ground, but it could, you know, very easily put pistons in there, a little landing gear pop out or whatever, little 4 places to stabilize it, whatever. Anyways, just one of the little quirky things that... But what's really interesting is because M. Heller had mentioned this before, and I could have swore it was not a landing gear, or it's not a landing gear. It's a landing support. The ship doesn't have landing gear. It just has support, basically, to support the saucer. If the saucer is separated and has to land on a planet's surface, this basically supports it, helps support it, stabilize it, and then they use it for ingress and egress, which we'd already partially set up. So. Because M. Heller like, well, you know, we should go ahead and plan for something. And I was like, okay. So I went ahead and planned to actually put landing gear in here by 1 level or so. And it just worked out really well. So, live and learn. Live and learn. So, but that's it. I'd like to get going on the B and, you know, at least get some more rooms that are completed and move her toward further down the field of completed. Yeah, it's kind of bothersome sometimes when you're playing and you notice other people utilizing many of the ideas you're using, and you know, it's a good thing because, you know, they're all uniform in that regard. But sometimes it gets a little frustrating when you have to defend your work on the face of somebody else who used your work. I'm not going to mention names, but we had a guest on here a few days ago that was attacking us for stealing the MC server's Enterprise B. And I told him, well, why don't you go to the MC server and talk to those guys? Because they'll tell you what I'm about to tell you, is that it's not stolen. The ship predates that ship, and they're building that ship so that they can do the thing that they do on their server. And they are free to use some of the technical aspects of this build on their build, because, you know, why reinvent the wheel? But he was just a kid. It was frustrating, and it kept going off. And finally, I just said, "Okay, you're done," and booted him from the server because he was just looking to stir up stuff, and it wasn't. It was something that it's something we get from time to time with immature individuals. So. Excuse me, I had a frog in my throat. But yeah, they get it over on the MC server every now and then as well. Somebody goes over there and tries to poke them with a stick, and they don't like it any more than we like it. So neither server tolerates it well. Neither Honka nor M. Heller will let somebody get away with that kind of crap. So, which is good. I haven't been on the MC server in a while. I should actually go over and check it out. I saw one of their videos recently, and I think it was actually, come to think of it, I think it was a video about their build of the Excelsior. So that should be pretty cool. I should actually go check it out because I know they're doing really good work over there. So, Their texture pack is amazing. Honka's really talented when it comes to that stuff, but I really like our texture pack as well. The Bomb, I Panic, Death Monkey, of course Impeller, and everybody else that's contributed to it has really, given us a unique texture, a resource pack that is quite possibly going to get a lot larger here in the near future. Which is nice because we could really use more blocks, or well, more textures anyways. I think we got something like 300 additional textures available to us, so we're going to have quite a bit. Wanted to do something in this area here, but I can't remember what it was. I think it's just a control panel right here, or a control console right there, but I was thinking that, yeah, there should be like a doorway over here. That's what I remember now. All this stuff here was above head level, so it'll be too high, and then it'll go all the way to the roof. But I was thinking, well, you know what we really need? We actually need a doorway here. Now we have a doorway. Why not? It's a starship. And there's another deck I wanted to look at too. The only problem I find with this deck is that you have to go all the way down here, to this, and there's no way to get from this side of the ship to this side of the ship unless you come through here. And this, of course, is control and observation for the hangar bay. Unless you, of course, use a turbo lift. And you can't even get up here through here because this is all part of the deflector and weapons bay. And of course all the way forward is Jeffries tubes. So even if I were to wrap a corridor around this to kind of, utilize this dead space, I still would run into this problem. So this kind of bugs me as a design flaw. But you have to have this long part here, and then by the time you get back here you have this. And everything has to be interconnected through here because it's all related to the warp engine and the plasma and life support and backups and everything else. So it is what it is. But this is just one of the, unless you come all the way back here and use the catwalk. But then, of course, you run into this problem. Catwalk only comes over here. And that's what really bugs me, is why would there be a catwalk to nowhere? Not anymore. It is no longer a catwalk to nowhere. Actually, it's a catwalk. I added this, but when we added the extra deck, so we'd have access to this room here. Whoops. Oh, darn it. Actually, you know what? We could probably put a window in here. Again, I did move these down on both sides, so let's go ahead and adjust these here real quick. Make sure they're all good looking and nothing blocking or obscuring them. There we go. And we can do the same thing here. It doesn't, this is our build. We can do what we want. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring this back out a little bit so we have a little bit of a wall here before we get into that. Now, the actual patterns for doorways and stuff hasn't been decided yet, but I just pre-mark them with something like this so we know they're a Jeffries tube access point. That's all I'm doing with that, with the red and black. It's just so, hey, it's Jeffries tube. Originally, this line went straight down, but we moved it over so we could accommodate the Delta Flyer. So, this is actually a parts lift or people lift, whatever I want to call it. It comes down into here. So, we got to do the pattern in here, and then we got to the warp dozer. Damn it. And I know they didn't leave me the damn key. I know they didn't. No, it's gone. Son of a bitch. X-rated channel now. But anyways, it's going to be fun when we start putting the interior spaces. I think what we're going to do is we're going to lay out a lot of the interior spots. Like put all the machinery and all the equipment in prior to putting the walls up. That way there, when we do put the walls up, like when we have our columns, we can make sure that this column is in the same spot as the column on this side, which it's not now, but it will be. So all the columns and everything all line up. They're all, and of course they line up between the decks. So if it's here on this deck, it would be, let's get lined up, come on, right here. It'd also be right here on this deck. So this is one of those things I really, really have to, you never see it. But it's one of those detail things that if you ever took the ship and you sliced it, on most of the builds I've worked on where they have column detail, Most of the columns they're lined up between the decks, as close to being lined up as I can get them. So if we take a slice here and you walk in a straight line, drop down, you walk right into a column on the next deck, and they're all as lined up as I could possibly make them. The C was a huge challenge, but I learned my lesson on the C. I learned two very important lessons on the C. I learned my lessons about columns, or center, whatever you want to call them, decoration things, and windows. A window, the pictures of ships for the outside is just a suggestion. One you want to get as close to as possible, of course, but ultimately when you put the rooms in, and we can go up here and I will show you, when you put the rooms in, you have to, I don't know why there isn't a window in here, but I'll talk to him and we can have more windows through here. The room location dictates where the window is. And a lot of times you come in here and there'll be like a window right here. What the hell? It's in the bulkhead. You know. Let's see here. I like how he did this. He really cleaned this up really nice. I was having a problem figuring this mess out, but I'm glad he did the half slabs. Those look really good in here. Actually, that looks damn good. Hey. I think that's a big arrow. But at least it's not the Jaeger class. I hated the Jaeger nacelles. Those things are hideous. And this, of course, is a big equipment room, but I don't see where... Okay, I got to put a doorway in here as well. I don't have the plans up, so I can't look at them. I can't reference them right now, but I will make note of this. And we have, of course, the torpedo room, and the torpedo magazine, and all the other gifty gadgets in here. Loaders, feeders, racks. I don't know how many torpedoes the Voyager has, but boy, between the upper bay and this bay, she should have more than enough room for a couple hundred, I would think. Easily. Easily a couple hundred torpedoes. Out and down. But yeah, I remember when I first started doing my first Voyager build, I was just like, what the hell is this? Hey guys, what is this? When I was first starting to do my own personal Voyager build, I built a hull around the ship. I didn't have a 3D hull to work from. That afforded me a lot more control over things. But with a 3D hull pre-built, there are limitations. Whoops. That is very weird. That's probably something M. Heller was working on. There are limitations that impose themselves on the design because of the hull, the way the hull is. So, just, you know, odd little things. But well, at least I could break it. I have no idea. I'm being honest with you. I'm stumped. I don't know what it is. Probably some form of a micro block from one of them, from a plugin or something that M was exploring. I don't know. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, as I was saying, for the 5th time, the hull itself mandates determines a lot of the placement of things. So, you know, they look like this is where they go on paper, but because we're using 1 meter thick blocks, we have to accommodate for that as well. And unfortunately, 1 meter blocks aren't, you know, 1/4 meter thick blocks. So certain things get bumped out of a line that really in long term kind of annoy you. And this area here is a good example of things getting bumped out of a line because of the thickness of the blocks. It's just stuff you have to overcome and work around. And when you build the hull from the ground up, you can pretty much do that right off the bat. However, when you're not doing it, when you're I'm thinking this area has been modified because I'm noticing a lot of things that have been moved and changed that I don't recall being moved and changed before. But anyways, you have to build with the hull and plan, and you run into areas that will stumpify you really fast. Oh, okay, derp, my bad. This is actually all part of a wall. Let me show you what I mean. The wall goes right through here like so. Okay. Yeah, I threw myself for a Louie. I thought somebody was screwing with me, and this is part of a wall as well. So, like that. And that'll have to be a full block, and I want to go ahead and do the same thing with these. See it. Come through like so. Little access room here, and of course this is just temporary. I'm just putting these here so I don't get stumped again by my failure to recognize my own work. But yeah, and this is just more or less like a recognition or a observation area. Whoa, there's actually an EMG locker. M's calling this the EMG locker. Okay. This window here this is a lab. We can have a window here. We just have to modify the lab to utilize the fact that there's a window here now, which is fine. This stuff, I like to keep the shape and stuff for the labs, but this is all fine and everything else, so we're good to go with that. And same thing right here, we're pretty good to go with this as well. So let's go ahead and just make this one easy little room then. And if we really want to, we can do this. Have like a little, alcove area inside of this area here. Of course, I have to now match this to that side, and I'm going to do that the simplest way possible for me. Right there. There she is. And we'll come over here, grab that. Slow down. Grab him. And we will cut. Walk right into here. Nope. My bad. There is no observation window over there. Dang it. Gotta do it by hand. Oh well. Live and learn. So this room just got one wider. That's all. And this room here will, of course, be like this little cove area. So, easy fixes. Easy fixes. I love how fast I can go. Sometimes it's just the simplest way to do things is just to do it by hand. What I'd like to do, of course, is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. It's actually in the way, guys. It was in the way. I'm still thinking about doing the piston thing here. I was kind of kicking around the idea of actually having it kind of angular, like that, on both the top and the bottom, and all the way up and stuff like that. So this is kind of an angular area, and then doing the same thing with this over here, to some small degree. God darn it. To some small degree, so that this area as well was kind of an angular area, to kind of make it similar to this area here. but I don't know if I will or won't. I'll toy around with it and see. Have him look at it and see if he likes it or if he just wants to try and keep it as square as possible. If we do it that way, then it gives us a little bit more room in here for like a little reception area. That's not in the plans, so he may not. He may or may not go with it. But what it would do is it would afford me an opportunity to put pistons right here and right here, and then what would happen is these would actually pop out to here, and this is where they would be for normal flight operations. But if they have to launch the Delta Flyer, they can retract them, and the Delta Flyer and the larger shuttle can fly out. Again, if it were up to me, these would retract into the, in park mode, these would retract into the nacelle. But we're working with 1 meter blocks, so we can't really retract them. I probably could, but I don't think there's enough room in there to stick a piston here and all that other stuff, but without it looking like crap. But yeah, these are just upside down stairs. Yeah, it probably couldn't do it. It would steal away from the look of the shuttle. But yeah, I'll mock it up and I'll let him look at it later, see if he agrees with it. Or he could just watch the video. I think he'd understand what I'm talking about. And what is it over here I wanted to look at? Oh yeah, because this is a lip. So this will probably just be decoration. This will of course be glass, then decoration. Yeah, well, you know what, we can do that. We can actually do a stair block here as an example. And let me get my tool. Actually, better go this route on her. And then, like so. Of course, there'll be one black one in there, but that's fine because we can easily put something over that, like a cockpit or a part or something over the top of that. So then this one would be the same way. Whoops. Go ahead and grab her. Right to there. That's kind of what I'm thinking. They might want to go with a different color stair, probably a brown or a lighter brown, kind of like this color here. I don't know yet. I have to really spend some time going over the interior pictures. I thought they had darker grays and lighter browns and stuff in the hangar, but I have to really go over the pictures and of the reference information and see for certain. Because I know the hangar is a pretty important area of the ship that a lot of people are going to want to visit. So I guess we have an Alice now, and a warp dozer as well as a Delta Flyer. And again, Mads made us a nice shuttle out here that I'm going to actually, I'm going to move our friend here, the warp dozer, probably put over by the deflector dish, so she can tow start the ship for us, and move this girly in. And of course, in order to make her fit, I'll have to move the nacelles in by 1 block, and I'll move all this stuff in by 1 block, and just the bottom part of it. That way there, everything. God, I love how he did this. You know, I was looking at the drawings last night, and I could not figure out how he managed to pull that off. And I see how he did it now. So I was like, I beat my head against the wall. Wow, God, that's not right. How did he do that? And now I can see how he did it because I was looking at it at an angle. But I'll stick this on the lift. I don't know. This might need to be modified. Just 2 blocks shorter, I think. I'd like to keep the width because the width is correct. I've made these before, but Mads looks so much better than mine. They're just, his shuttles are so much nicer. Well, you know, if we really wanted to, we go even 3. Shorten it by 3. But his shuttles are so much prettier than mine. I gotta say, he does really nice shuttle work. So, anyways, I do appreciate you taking the time to watch. I believe this is episode 17 of the Voyager build. I had recorded some last night with Mad and I Panic. Unfortunately, it didn't properly record, so I'm redoing the episode. This is MyTruck.net game server. It is owned and hosted by mheller3000. If you have any complaints or issues, please remember that most of the information available about the server and how to set up your system to work on the server can be found at the cadet area or the spawn point, along with information about the forums and how to access and use the Dynamap, which is just a website that allows you to see the entire server. It's a great navigational tool, and one that we all use, even those of us that know what's going on. But again, have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.